Another big story we're following for cattle country, efforts to keep New World screwworm out of the U.S. Now, the Ag Secretary traveled to Austin, Texas on Friday to make a big announcement about new efforts to contain the deadly pest. Ag Day's Michelle Rook joins me. Michelle, USDA is increasing its fight against the parasite.
Clinton, the cattle industry has been working closely with USDA to keep New World screwworm out of the U.S. So Friday's announcement was welcome news. But producers say it's inevitable the pest will infest the U.S. herd. While NWS is an animal health threat, it could also impact export trade. And they have a lot at stake with the historically high price levels for cattle. It's an all-hands-on-deck effort to protect the cattle industry from New World screwworm. USDA announcing a $750 million investment to build a domestic sterile fly production facility in Edinburgh, Texas.
With a capacity to produce 300 million sterile screwworm flies per week, and that's how we eradicate the parasite. This facility will triple our current output and eliminate our sole reliance on Panama and Mexico for sterile fly supply.
In the year it takes to build the facility, USDA will use new detection methods to slow the spread.
We are launching up to $100 million in addition to the $750 million to identify and deploy cutting-edge technologies that can accelerate our response while the construction of the facility is underway.
And the agency is ramping up surveillance of wildlife and at the ports through USDA-employed mounted patrol officers or tick riders. Plus, Mexico has agreed to halt animal movement in affected zones to push the parasite back south.
And to finally have that announcement gives us a lot of confidence and certainty in the next steps and making sure that we're prepared to combat New World screwworm.
However, in the interim, it's imperative the two governments work together, he says, on sterile fly dispersal.
They're flying about 44 flights a week. That's one of the reasons why the northward expansion seems to have been slowed down, but there is still a looming threat there.
Cattle producers in Texas are hoping to keep the pest south of the border.
What we hear from our colleagues across the border is that it's probably moving quicker than is actually being reported.
Today, USDA estimates screwworm flies threaten $1.8 billion in damage to Texas's economy alone. But the screwworm infestation will impact the entire U.S. cattle industry. And despite USDA's best efforts to keep it from entering the U.S., they may be too late. Currently, the southern U.S. border is closed to Mexican cattle imports, and Rollins gave no indication of when that will change. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Day.